Whenever I play Assault Heroes, I always have the theme from Predator in my head for some reason. First of all, it's an amazing movie theme, but this game is like Ikari Warriors meets Matchbox Cars meets the scene from Predator where they mow down the entire forest with miniguns and grenade launchers meets the control scheme from Robotron 2084. If that's not a recipe for success, I don't know what is. Although Assault Heroes was never officially released as an arcade stand-up machine, that's what this game feels like. The controls are incredible, the action is non-stop, and the replay value of this game is extremely high because of the different ways that you can rack up points. It has an excellent co-op mode, which is what we're watching. I'm playing with a friend of mine over Xbox Live Arcade as a two-player team, just like Ikari Warriors. You spend most of the game in your four-wheel drive assault buggy things that have an option of 3 different weapons. Occasionally you get to go down into a level on foot. So it's like a nitro-fueled version of Blaster Master on the NES where you run around these dungeons and just mow down these hordes of people and robots and stuff. As you know on Classic Game Room, I love arcade games, and it's great to see them coming back with titles like Assault Heroes. And Assault Heroes 2, which, at the time of this recording, I haven't played yet, but I'm certainly looking forward to. This game doesn't try to be fancy, it doesn't try to reinvent anything, it doesn't try to, make a whole new style out of this genre. And you see that? We just used a flamethrower to eliminate an entire wave of yodeling bad guys. That's worth the price of the game right there. And the best part of this game is the simplicity and effectiveness of the controls. Just like Robotron 2084 or Smash TV. 2 of my favorite games ever made, I might add. Now this guy does get my award for the most nonsensical, tactically ineffective bad guy and boss I've ever seen. It's a wall that steps forward and then steps backwards. It does shoot at you, and it's very creative, but I don't think this would work very well in a real battle. It's like a combination of that gate in front of Mordor and Rain Dance. Although this would be better with arcade sticks like the original Robotron machine, on the Xbox 360 controller you drive with your left thumb on the thumbstick and you fire with the right thumb. I think that is the perfect control scheme for any video game. You're driving a little buggy, so you have to steer it around like, you're playing with your Matchbox car or something, and then mow down waves of bad guys with the right thumb. It's very intuitive, very easy to pick up. You use the triggers to ignite the nukes, which are, like the smart bombs, and wipe out all the enemies on the screen around you, more or less. You switch between a machine gun, a rocket launcher, and a flamethrower. And you can also pick up weapons upgrades to upgrade each of your weapons, I think 3 times. Occasionally you have to hop out of your truck to get somewhere on foot in a tight spot to pick up a weapons upgrade or a power-up. The earlier levels are my favorite part of the game. They're very creative, they're a lot of fun to play. The bad guys are diverse and interesting to mow down as cannon fodder. Variety of like ground soldiers and vehicles and little mech type things. The game gets a bit repetitive in the later levels, and we'll get into that in part 2, but the first part was definitely my favorite. And this is the ideal game to play with a buddy over Xbox Live with the headset. You can be talking about things. Then when you get down into the lower levels, occasionally you get into that Smash TV situation where you're in a room with bad guys coming at you from every side, so you can talk to your buddy. One of you can cover the left side of the room, one can cover the right, and so forth. Of the 1984 style Big Brother screens showing the image of the bad guy in the top right there. Assault Heroes is an exceptionally fun game, and it only costs a few dollars. This is one of the best games I've played on Xbox Live. Definitely on par with some of the great releases like the new Bionic Commando Rearmed, for instance, bringing that old-school arcade feel and the old console feel to life again with new graphics and updated gameplay. Here we have end bosses. You can hit one of the buttons and figure out where the weakness on that guy is, and then you can aim for that. You also have grenades you can throw at them. I'd say if you like Ikari Warriors and you like watching that scene where Jesse Ventura's character Blaine gets killed by the Predator, and the Predator runs off into the woods and his buddy picks up the minigun and starts mowing down the forest, and then Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers and the rest of the guys show up and just obliterate the entire jungle with grenade launchers and machine gun fire. And if you're like me and every time you watch that scene you hope the movie changes and they actually do hit the Predator, but each time that guy gets away, he can just jump so high. And that thing with the invisibility and his clicking sounds, I just want to go to the bar and have a beer with the Predator sometime. Like, he'd just be the coolest guy to hang out with. Predator is the exact kind of movie that they would remake today and completely fuck up. So let's hope that they don't. Long live Predator. Long live 1980s arcade-style action games. And they're not fucked up. They can be made good, like Assault Heroes.